Yes, hello. As I see you all popping in. Good evening, Denise. Good evening, Bridget. Good evening, Gina. Good evening, Dee. Welcome, welcome to uh, to the show. Actually, just sitting around, gonna be kicking it. So, if I know you guys, you got your favorite beverage. Hello, Kat. Nice to see you. Yes, good evening, Bridget. Hope you all have had a good day. Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. That's me. That's me. And you are who you are. So I don't have a specific time frame to wait to kick it in gear. This is a new show. It's a new format. It's a show without music. It's after dark, and we're just gonna kick it, you know, have some conversation, have some fun, throw some things out. This is a different show. There's no skip in this show. Again, this is not the music show. Thank you, Donna. Hello, good evening, Donna. So it's going to be a little bit of a different vibe, a little different energy to this show. No coffee. I do have my drink. Sean May, good to see you. But the energy of this show is just to be mellow, to be relaxed, to kind of, you know, fellowship on some things. Good evening, Wanda. So I want to show you what's going on behind you really quick, behind you guys. Yeah, this would be like the opening of the show. Yeah. Are you digging that? How you feel about that right there? It's kind of awesome, right? Yeah. I guess it depends on what part of the country you come from or how you live in your life, Donna. If that's kind of scary to you. It's a beautiful scene back there with the water and the roses and the candles and the moon over the ocean thing. So, oh, you have coffee. Okay. What's up, brother? Brother Banger. Hello, Lisa. So, if you don't know, if you don't know me, um, you obviously know I have several different layers. Yes, I should know better. Denise has her coffee. She's a coffee person. Um, I have different layers to me, as we all do. Some of them are like with women, we call them different personalities. Hello, Allison. But I have the romantic funny man, and they have Sean, who's the total package. Uh, so if you don't know me, Sean is a romantic. Um, Sean is a very mellow individual. I prefer a fireplace. Well, we have fire in this place. So we're close. We're close, Donna. Honest show. This is definitely an honest show. It's an honest show. Um, it's no judgment, no judgmental zone here. But basically, it's just to mellow out from your day and cool out from your day and enjoy this time. You know, I'm not sure who's going to be going to sleep after this, but it's a mellow. I'm glad I bring you joy. Uh, so basically, at some point, you guys know I'm an author. Uh, and this is my book, Expressions of Love and Romance. And I might go to my book on some different things to discuss. But as you see, because of the environment, it's much more of a mellow type of situation. The lights low, the candle burning, a nice drink, and like really no extra, going on at all. So we're going to be able to discuss some things. We'll talk about some things. You'll get to know more about me. I'll get to know more about you. And, we'll meet back here, who knows? I don't know how many times a week. But this is the debut. This is the premiere show. So you can share this. Excuse me, Donna. Can I do this, please? Don't try to rush me. Don't try to rush me with my expressions of love. This is why this is mellow. This is why it's After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. So just kind of pull it down, so pull it down, so pull it back, so, and we'll get into it. This is actually an expression of love. Me doing this, communicating with you. I see there are people on here that know me. There are people in here that are. You said you'll be still. It's fine. Again, it's an open forum, an open floor. But why don't you give us an expression of love and romance, since we're having this conversation? My boy Q is in the building. Give us an expression, and then I'll go off of that. Right, folks? Yeah. Chris Williams, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Welcome to After Dark. There's a lot of expressions of love and romance. So I know everyone, at least I believe everyone has experienced love. I think everybody has experienced romance, because we know romance, everybody has a different meaning, has their own meaning for love and romance. Love is unconditional and amazing. I don't know about expressing love. I am not good at it. Okay. Have you received love and romance, Donna? Love is unconditional. That's a good definition. In my experiences, as we move forward, love can be amazing. Love can be unconditional. It's supposed to be unconditional, I guess. Donna, that's a very honest response. She said no. Shamika Booker, cooking someone's favorite meal, giving them a massage. Right. So see that these are things, if we're going to tackle this and jump into this right away, let's give Donna some definitions of expressions of love, because I don't know what your expectation of love might be, to say you haven't experienced these or you haven't done them. So we're starting off, which is cooking someone's favorite meal, giving them a massage. Good evening, Nancy. How are you? So please do. Have you ever cooked for someone? Have you ever given someone a massage? Have you ever been on that level? Listening. Lisa, you're listening as well? Love is an intense feeling of deep affection. An intense feeling of deep affection. Yes, but I want it to be reciprocated. Okay, but that's different. That's different, Donna, because you said you've never experienced it. You know what it is, but you just haven't had it given to you. I'm good, thank you. I've given a massage. I've cooked. I've treated them like a king. Christopher, thank you, Nancy. Christopher, love is taking care of both. Right. There are things that can be considered simple expressions of love. Holding someone's hand. Like you said, maybe buying something for that individual. creating something for that person if you know them. You know, don't buy a birthday card. Create your own birthday card with things. Kindness to ease your day. Filling your gas tank, a gift card for lunch. Simply, exactly, Charlene, exactly. Hello, Sonia. So these things are considered expressions of love, and they can also be romantic. And they don't have to be big things. Just picking up the phone, calling somebody, saying, hey, I was thinking about you. Well, nowadays, text. So love or expression of love is not a feeling. It's something else. It's something else for you. It is a feeling. It has to literally be a feeling. You have to feel something, you know, to do something for someone. You know what I mean? Nancy says, experience love at age 51. And it's a great feeling. I pray that I can find someone next time around and have those beautiful feelings. Right. Sonia, I think expressions of love are actions. Right. Right. Of love is not a feeling. It's something else for me. Okay, so give me again, so I'll understand exactly what you're talking about, Donna. Give me what your definition. What is your definition of an expression of love? If it's not some of these things. Shamika Booker, you really have to find out how that person feels and recognizes love, then show them in that manner. No, expressions of love are acts done for you by someone who cares about you. Crystal, my wife and I pick up cards to say love you. So Sonia, right, you're saying they're actions, and everybody's giving actions of what their expressions of love might be. But now also remember, if you guys understand what love languages are, everybody's love language is different. So that might not be considered an expression of love if someone does something for you, Donna. But they are actions. It's doing something for someone to make them feel good. You know, something that I may not do for someone else. If I consider you that special somebody, you know, me personally, being creative, I'm going to find out things about you that make you feel special. Things besides, okay, one thing is your favorite color, your favorite food, what kind of energy turns you on. Okay, loyalty, faithfulness, relentlessness, commitment. Exactly. But those things can be action as well. But they are definitely expressions of love. You know, when you're with someone in a certain situation, you want those things. You know, they can also be romantic. You know, someone can look at that as being very romantic. Oh my gosh, commitment. Yeah, they all. But remember, everybody has their own definition of love. So these are good. These are good. These are definitely good, guys. These are very good. Let me read you a poem really quick out of the book, and this could explain my side of things. The poem is called She, and I've read this poem before. She has captured all of my focus. She makes me feel and makes me want it to be all about us. She warms my heart every time she comes around. She has beauty second to none. I love her style. She's an angel created by God and sent from above. There's no doubt in my mind that she is the only one for me. She is love. And then there's a reflection that I have where I say I'm in a great space creatively when I have love and romance. Love is an energy. Romance is an energy. If I'm here by myself and I'm in this mood, you know, I'm in this mode. I'll read this really quickly from Charlene. Love is also sacrifice, being with you even though he planned to be with his friends. Right, sacrifice, good word. Donna, never had what you described. So it's a manifestation of sacrifice because what you are describing is an illusion. Again, you're right. So it's not an illusion to me. Right, but there's things that you might have experienced that would be considered under a definition, but it's just not your definition. You know what I mean? So I get it. I totally get it. But again, I don't necessarily need another person to feel loved. I don't have to always have another person around to feel romance. It's a feeling. It's an internal feeling as well. You understand what I'm saying? So just me sitting in a room with candles burning in the dark and soft, just maybe soft music, if not any music, is a romantic setting for me. I'm at my best creating stuff when I feel certain emotions, and love and romance are the top of my list because they really calm me and make me feel well. But I don't need anyone to love me to feel love. What's up, Skip? Welcome, man, to After Dark. You know what I mean? I don't need that kind of thing from another person. It's good to have another person to maybe give me physical love or mental love or emotional romance, those kind of things. But I can do that myself. Me finding out and knowing who I am on a certain level, I can give myself these things. I can give these feelings and these energies. But to share it with someone else is a beautiful thing if you're on the same page. So right, we all have our own understandings and energies about love and romance. And sometimes it takes time. Sometimes I've been in situations where I've been in relationships, but I haven't been in love with the person. Like I saw something yesterday where a young lady told a guy, "I love you, but I'm not in love with you." And there's a difference of loving someone and being you can express love to yourself as well. Getting enough rest, a quiet bath, treat you exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Skip, you have to be you. If not, who can anybody love? Thank you. I feel you. I agree, Shawn. Love begins with and that's where, Donna, as we're talking, you're able to understand and appreciate what someone's doing as far as if they're giving you that. If you know yourself and what you appreciate about yourself, and if you can't love yourself, how are you supposed to love anybody else or understand that? So it's got to be you first. It's got to be you first, and then something somebody's doing for you, you might be able to see that as, wow, that's an expression of love from that person, or that's an expression of romance from that person. You know, that's an appreciation that someone gave me. Very good, ladies and gentlemen. Tell us more about those experiences because the other person can be harmed. Well, we need to hear from some of the other folks because, again, the things that Shawn likes to do, like I told you, my foundation is creativity, and everything else evolves out of that. You feel my love, you feel my energy through my creativity, through my music, through my writings, my poetry, my thoughts, my comedy even, through things that I do creative, that I've been blessed with God's gifts to kind of do. So I understand a lot about myself. I guess I don't know myself totally because I'm finding out new things every day. You got to be able to have your eyes open on those kind of things too, and get tuned into yourself and not confuse what your thing is as opposed to someone else. Right. If you are an angry person, how can you love if you don't even like yourself? Right. Right. And there are triggers around us that trigger things that, people listen, I don't like people. I don't like people sometimes. People can really just, as I've gotten older, I appreciate people for who they are, but sometimes I just don't like people. And I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. But I've had my experiences from my first experiences to when I really was in love. And I can tell you about that really quickly. And I didn't know I was in love, and it was in college. And I didn't understand being young and immature, not caring about people's feelings and respecting feelings, just being a dude at 18, 19, 20 or whatever. And I didn't know what I had until I lost it. And it was a period of time where it was a good a year or two, where I was in a funk after I stopped dating this young lady. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. I really didn't know what was wrong with me. I couldn't get it together, couldn't get my situation together. And I found out that I was missing something that was so valuable because she treated me right, she cared about me, but I was immature. And I didn't know how to appreciate someone's feelings. And then I finally realized that I love this girl, and I wouldn't do what I did to her, which was just not appreciate her. I didn't do anything physically or anything crazy, but just not knowing how to appreciate made me feel terrible. I mean, really in a funk the first time I realized that I was in love and lost it. And I tried so hard to get it back over years. So I can honestly say that was my first true love in college. You know what I mean? You can love without being with someone, but not be in love. It's only harmful when you take from them and don't give back. Love is give and take to be healthy. Exactly. Shamika, journaling will help you find out what brings you joy. Right. I have things I've written years ago that I still have. And I go back and I look at them. I go, wow, what space, what frame of mind was I in? Or what heart space was I in when I wrote this? And why? And who did this to me or made me feel this way? I'm going to be very transparent with you guys on this show. You know, again, no judgments. I just think that we're grown and we can share experiences and have nice conversation and learn from each other and even help each other. But it's just a very mellow, again, a mellow energy, a mellow mood, and which can help us all, you know, after this. So there were times when I felt, yes, some people, I've had people love me, and I have loved people. I don't think I've ever loved as hard as I did that first time. Even being married, I loved my ex-wife. I loved girlfriends and things on that level, but I don't think I've ever loved as hard as I did. I bet she cooked, gave you that massage, and a lot more. So why didn't you value that kind of love? Because I was immature. I was in college. And I'm one to just understand that women mature quicker than men. I was 19, 20, 21, you know what I mean? And not having experienced love before, I didn't know how to respect it. Couldn't visualize it. Couldn't say or recognize what it was, you know? She didn't really cook for me because we were in college, but she did. Yes, she took me to McDonald's. We ate. You know, we went out to dinner. We did those kind of things. The massage thing, yeah, we did quite a few things. That's why I didn't value it, because I didn't know it then. And inside my book, I got it. Okay, let me go to that really quick, because it's in my book. I'm gonna find it, but I see you guys talking. I actually wrote in my book about her. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna find that encounter. Take this right here in the front, and then we'll go. What are you saying, Skip? Love and hate are four-letter words. Unfortunately, one can't appear without the other. Hey, Kimberly Mack, how are you doing? And just to let you know, we're friends to this day, and we're cool. So yes, here's my my story about my first love. You guys ready? You ready to hear it? Somebody give me a thumbs up if you're ready to hear my story. Mickey D's was a short romantic walk. It sure was, D. It sure was. Do you think your relationship with women in your family shape your love style and how you behave with girls? Yes, totally. Totally. And I'll get to my my sisters and aunts and people. So all right, I'm gonna read. This is basically the story of my first true love. What kind of woman are you? I explain why you didn't value. I don't believe the image. Well, you see, that's what I'm saying. It's not a fact of not believing it. That's true to me, because I had a very nurturing mother, and my sisters and my aunts who expressed those kind of things. But again, just because someone shows you something doesn't mean you're gonna follow it up or take it. You know, I saw a lot of things in my household that were very positive things about how to treat women. I didn't say I treated her wrong. So it wasn't about appreciating who she was. It just, again, I'm 17. I'm 18. I'm 19. So I'm telling you about how Shawn wasn't ready for that. You know, Shawn was at Shaw University. He was a Shaw player. He was kind of popular with the acting thing and the music stuff. So basically, it wasn't that major because I was thinking the same way about her. You know, we're in college. You know, she's got guys that appreciate her. I got women that appreciate me, regardless of what we share together. So I'm going to read this and then I'll comment back on it. My first time true love happened when I was a student at Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I must say it was a wonderful experience. She was a freshman and she was so beautiful with caramel skin, soft dark eyes. She had a sweet, slim frame and curves of a finely chiseled piece of clay. Everybody knew her government name, but eventually they knew her by the name I affectionately called her by, was Blue. Blue and I shared some really wonderful moments, and I can't even write this without smiling as I think about some of the times we spent together. We would walk through downtown Raleigh, holding hands, talking, laughing like we were kids. I remember spending my laundry money on a hotel room so that we could have some private time together to share some romance and be immature. We would meet for breakfast, lunch, or dinner throughout the semester without the theater crew or catch a meal at the local McDonald's across the street. School breaks were the hardest time since she lived in Michigan and I lived in New York. But we tried to make the best of it by writing letters, or at that time, using cassette tape letters, and we would mail them back and forth. Now, let me tell you, this was so hard because you'd have to wait a week or so to receive one back. And waiting for those tapes were some of the longest days of my life because I was in love. However, when they arrived, hearing her voice as she talked to me was the best feeling in the world. One break, a buddy of mine who had a car drove us to the airport so she could catch a flight home. She cried as we hugged, and she turned to walk down the ramp heading for her plane. My heart hurt so bad that I wanted to let a tear fall, but I couldn't because my boy was with me, and at that time men weren't supposed to cry. And in that situation, I must tell you, since then, I have shed many tears in front of certain women I loved. Not too many, but definitely a few. Now back to the story. How did I know I was in love? You usually don't know how or what you have until you lose it with that special person. A situation happened where I was in the wrong place, the wrong time, with the wrong people, which led to us breaking up. I will admit that it was my fault for the decision to be in that situation. Unfortunately, I still feel to this day that one of my closest friends snitched on me to his girl, which happened to be the best friend of Blue. I still take full blame though, because I was young, immature, and selfish at that time in college. The relationship ended and we were both affected in serious ways. And it took me 4 years to shake the guilt, get forgiveness, and move on with my life. There were days I was so depressed that I couldn't even understand what was going on with me. Love and a broken heart will do that to you. Today, Blue still holds a special place in my heart because she was really my first true love. Thank you, Blue, for showing me the true meaning of love. In order to really get the most out of our love journey, we must first have an understanding of what love and romance are, defined as in the dictionary. Even though we know the meanings, everyone has their own meaning of what love is to each individual. And that's my story. I want to go back and read a couple of the comments really quickly. Sometimes two people are not in the same space mentally and emotionally, and it happens. Yes, Donna, yes, very true, true. Charlie, young men often want to enjoy the attention and the sex they see a respectable, not a relationship. All right? Donna, older men too. Skip, bruh, do you still love her? Yes, I do, Skip. I do. I think, again, honestly, I was in love with her. So the in love didn't fall. It didn't go away. I respect her so much to this day. I love her. She was one of my best friends, but it's on that other level. Sometimes they say your true love, your first true love, it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. I mean, that's why I wrote that in the book. You know, I really do. I do care about her, and I love her to this day. If anything goes down, she can always call me, and she respects me. Well, she knows because she has the book. She has the book, and we kind of communicate back and forth. But obviously, our lives have gone off on different roads and things like that. I think if we were ever in an opportunity to possibly be together, I don't know if we could. Maybe we could. Right. And again, because here's my spiritual. You're in places for reasons and seasons. Everybody's not meant to stay together. And we all know that. God puts people in your life for lessons. He puts people in your life for a long time. You know. All right, let's see. I may be overstepping, but American black men are truly traumatized when it comes to loving and relationships. Men can only love one woman. All others are pillows, blankets, and warmers. I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. Me personally, that's just my opinion. I don't think that. I don't know. Why would you say that? Because what you're saying to me is, with your understanding of not having expressions of love and romance, I believe that's like that thing of some people saying we only have one soulmate, and I don't believe that's true. And I don't even think it's just black men. I think it's men and the way we're raised or conditioned to be raised, and some people don't fall out of that. Some people stick with what society says or what was put up in front of them, and they stick with it. My father always told me, create your own rules. Do your own thing. Don't hurt anybody, you know what I mean? But do your own thing. Rules were created before we even were here. So why should I sit here and go, oh, that's the way it's supposed to be? I think when we fall into that situation, yeah, but okay, right. And you didn't say all black men, so that's cool. But I still believe, again, sometimes we attract certain individuals. So if you're attracting certain men that make you feel that from your experience, maybe it's a situation where that's something with the attraction. I don't know your experiences, so you could be true with all of your experiences. I will always love my ex-husband, but I needed to grow. He needed to grow up. I don't know if we would still love each other the same way. Good comment. Is she married? If not, you trying to get me hooked back up with my first love, Skip? Our children are the best parts of each other, so our love lives on daily. Cool. People get attached to something about someone. The next person will be loved for a different reason. I agree. And see, and I know we're speaking from our own experiences, but if you look outside your own experiences and you see people that are successful at it, and you see black men, Donna, that are successful at being with their wife or their mate for long periods of time, and then you talk to certain people and they say, oh no, we're good. This every experience is different. So I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to possibly say it could be just men on a level, not just black men. But to go back to answer your question, my mother was wonderful. God rest her soul. She was wonderful, and she showed me a lot of how to appreciate women. I don't have any brothers. I was raised in a house with women and a stepfather. And I was my mother's baby boy. So I was told constantly how to respect women, how to treat women, but I was also shown the things that I should do that women like and love about men. So I got a very good education from my mother, and my sisters are 3 different types of ladies. So I learned a lot of different things from them as well. But I got before I went to college, I had some things, but you have to grow and learn. You know, you're 17, 18, 19, 20. You don't know it all, and they can't really give it to you all because you're not going to take it all. You're going to learn on your own. And as I matured into a grown man, I made my mistakes, and it showed me how to appreciate and love. And talking to my father, as well. One of the things about my mother, when they divorced when I was 2 years old, she never stopped me from knowing about my father. She loved my father, even though they couldn't be together. My father, I never seen him shed a tear until we were at my mother's memorial. And then his whole energy changed after that. So I know he still loved her and appreciated her. And that's something that I saw, and it has stuck with me. Charlene said, later on in life, y'all may be at the same place for a different to work. So I do appreciate your experiences, Donna, because they're very valid and very important. But again, at some point, I believe there's got to be, or there will be, someone to break that situation for you. That's the whole thing about, like, all men, regardless, are created equal, but we know we're not. We have the basic blueprint of a man and you guys as women, but we're built differently, you know. So the foundation is the same, but it's a little different. So you can look at how your situation is, but you can also possibly see how successful other women are with black men. But good points. He is remarried, and I respect his situation, but you never know. All right, Wanye, I got you. Shamika, I think people get caught up in the being in love part. You will not be in love every day, but if you fundamentally love the person, you can ride out the lows until you get to the next high. It's a roller coaster. Exactly. And who's to say, you know, you're supposed to be in love every day? You know, you might not be in love on Wednesday, but you love the hell out of that person on Friday, Saturday, and Monday. You know what I mean? And it is a roller coaster ride. You have to adjust yourself to the scenarios. So to the scenario, I'm sorry. Serious hurt. The heart must be protected. Loving the wrong thing is lethal. I sincerely believe the love you speak on is a miracle. I come from a family in which no one is divorced. No one, just me. So that's a very impacting and also cultural scarring, because everyone in my family remarried. Now, okay, so again, maybe it's not meant for you to be in that situation. Maybe it's not meant for you to be married and stay married or remarried. See what I'm saying? Because remember what we said in the beginning. It's an individual thing. It's not about what the next person is doing, or it should be that way because this person is that way and I have to be this way. You know what I mean? That's not your path. That's not your road. You know what I mean? Like, some people have children. Some people don't have children. Some people get married. Some people don't. Some people go to college. And college is not for everybody. So maybe your situation is not where it is at this moment because it's not supposed to be there at this moment. And this is where I kind of get into a spiritual thing, because I just believe certain things that I would never put on anybody else because it may not be your belief. What God has for you shall return to you. See, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to go because I don't know what Donna's belief is or how strong spiritually she is and what it is. So everybody doesn't fall to God or that spirit on that level. But mine is, hey, he's going to work it out. He's going to work it out somehow, some way. I can't go find it. I can't go look for it because it'll come when and if it's supposed to come. But until then, I love myself and I'll be satisfied with that, because nobody's supposed to complete you and you're not supposed to have that thought process except you. Somebody else is a bonus. Somebody else is a bonus to you, but they're not your core. They're not you. So just kind of be cool with it. Wait it out. Know that you're special. Know that there's somebody for you, or there's some bodies, you know, not just one option, but one at a time. And maybe, hey, Andre, how you doing? Maybe it'll come through. Stevie Bird, love is so strong, you have to respect the human being of a person first to love. Those are factors. Love just doesn't come on by itself. And she did mention that earlier in the show. I believe in the divine order of the universe. There is not always, there you go. There you go. So now we know, you know, what your spiritual is. So in me saying, I believe that things are already mapped out for us. I can't change. What's for you is going to be for you. What's for somebody else is for somebody else. And that ain't for you. You know what I mean? Let's see. As you mature, you realize love is not enough. There are so many more components to being in a relationship. You can love someone, but that doesn't mean you are meant to be with that person in that way. And that's what I was saying. People are in your life for a reason. The person that you're in love with or you love may not be the one that's supposed to love you. You know, that's just your thing. Donna says, I am a spiritual woman. Yes, I love myself, but the compliment doesn't. Okay, but see, if you don't believe that, then you won't find that. You know what I mean? If I go outside and say that store is never going to open, I know the store is going to open. That store ain't open right now because it's closed. But the store will eventually open. You got to have a positive outlook, regardless if positive is not happening for you. You have to have an optimistic outlook, because do you know you're in control of your happiness? How you see things and move about doing things or respond to things can make you happy or make you in a way where you're like, I don't even believe that. But you see it all around you. So you got to at least believe that there's somebody or something for me. And we're not meant to be here by ourselves. Charlene, make a list of the things he did that harmed you in your relationship and what you did. Be honest. The next relationship, you know what not to do and what warnings to look out for. True. Yes. These are very, very good comments, guys. I appreciate them. You know, I was gonna do a fantasy moment. I was going to do a fantasy moment at 11, but this conversation has gotten so deep and so informative. I'm loving this. I had to give myself permission to love, period. I don't love for it to be reciprocated. If I love you, I love you. We cannot love everyone the same, and we can't compare our relationships to others. We don't know the person, hell, that they go right. Okay, we sometimes hold on to people for long term, but it should be for a reason and a lesson, and that's why it does not work. There's a cover for every pot. Exactly, ladies. These comments are great, and I hope they're working, because that's the way you have to understand. And if you understand life a little bit where we are at this age, those are the things that we have to know and recognize and know what life is about. You know, you're not crying over a man no more, because you know if he's not for you. Okay, good. I love myself. I'm a good person. I'm a good man, or I'm a good woman. Somebody else is going to see the goodness in me, and they'll be, like Denise says, there'll be another cover for my pot. You understand what I'm saying? And you'll be able to recognize certain things. But sometimes some people got to be with somebody. That's when you get in trouble, because you want to be with somebody and then it's not supposed to be, and you try to force it, and then it's that man's fault or that woman's fault. And they weren't even supposed to be you. They ain't supposed to be you. You know what I mean? So they weren't supposed to be with you at all. Have you ever gone fishing? The ocean is filled with the sea creatures, but it's amazing that none of the creatures are meant to take the bait, metaphorically, trying to say love is, love is a miracle, an awesome miracle. Yeah, you can define it like that. Again, going back to the beginning of the show, everybody's definition, if it's your definition, who am I to say that that's wrong? Who am I to say that, that's not the right, because I read the book definition, which was in the dictionary, but Shawn's definition is a little bit different. I guess I cater it to who I am and what I feel about the things that people do or the love that I receive or give. So you're totally right. You get it. You know, you're saying all of the right things, but there's also emotions tied into some of the things when we start talking about these things. It's the heart sometimes and not the mind that goes, and it's an emotional level that kind of jams us up a little bit, you know, because we're feeling creatures. We're full of feelings. We're full of emotions. And sometimes those emotions get into, those are the things that jam us up a little bit. I've been there, totally. You know, it's not a good feeling sometimes. It's not a good feeling when you feel like you should be with someone, but you're not. You know what I mean? And that's a hard thing to swallow, because you start doubting yourself. But this goes back to what we're saying about loving yourself first and saying, you know what? There's options out there. Somebody's coming. Somebody's coming. You know, look, this is how simple it is for me. If I'm walking down the street and a young lady smiles at me and says hello, that's a plus for me. That's a positive. That's like, okay, wait a minute, no, maybe she might, but it's little things that mean that kind of thing to me. With, if I'm sitting around and a female shows the attention. But that's a good thing for me. You know what I mean? That's a good thing for me. Charlene, what are you saying? And your pot may not be covered till you're older. True. Love is a feeling you have to believe. We can't see oxygen, but we believe that we can breathe. Very good. Very good, Skip. What separates love and being in love for you, Shawn Cornelius? I guess it's that admiration. I guess for me, hold on, let me read Donna's. It's not a good feeling to be rejected by the one thing you wanted, desired, and cared for. But again, that may not be for you, D. That may not be for you, Donna. The thing that you wanted, you said it. You said by the thing you wanted, you desired, you cared for. Again, that just because you wanted that, that probably wasn't the situation for you. Else it would be there for you. Think about the things you have in your life right now that God has given you. Those are the things that are for you. The things that you didn't get or you didn't grab, that's not. And we're talking about obviously people, but you can do that with anything in life. A job, money, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna not answer your question, Charlene. I'll get to that in a second. I get asked all the time, why am I single? Like it's a bad thing for a 48-year-old woman to be single. It's a double standard. This guy told me that I had to be the problem or boring because at my age I should be with the man. I would love to be with someone in time, but I refuse to just get with someone so I can say I have a man. Yes, truth. See, because again, that's society. That's society putting that in your head, putting that in our heads that we're supposed to be this, or a man's supposed to be that, or a woman is supposed to be this, or a woman is supposed to be that. Those things, that's crap. That's crap. You know, again, make up your own rules. That's why sometimes you get in discussions and debates with people. They're going to debate you because of the things that they were taught instead of having a free mind on it. You know, it's like it's already programmed in our heads about what women should be and what men should be. Like the whole thing about if a woman sleeps with several men, she's a hoe or a whore. If a man does it, that's just what he's supposed to do. Come on, we know that's ridiculous. Some people believe that though. You know, I'm not one of those dudes that believe it. I believe if a woman is sleeping with first of all, that's her option. I don't need to be calling her names. I mind my business. But if a man is doing it, what makes him so different? He's doing the same thing. Society sets us up, y'all. It's true. Charlene Diaz, this is true, but if that's the time that was meant to be, got you. So Charlene says, what's the difference for me of being in love and just love and being in love? It's a secret. I said we were going to be transparent, but it's how the person makes me feel, to be honest with you. If I'm with someone and they make me feel a certain way, then I know what my switch is. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm with someone for a long period of time, they make me feel like, oh yeah, I love this person. But then there's things that they can do. Like I said, my first love, it just made me feel like I was in love because of my feeling and how I responded and reacted to what was going on afterwards when I didn't have that. It wasn't the lust. It wasn't the sex. It wasn't just loving her. I was in love with her and didn't even realize it because, again, the opportunities in college. You know what I'm saying? So that's my answer. Okay, Shirtnice. Living the single life is cool. You can come and go as you will, but always stay true to self and respect thyself and build your future. Very good advice, Charlene. You're selective. You want a diamond, not a bubblegum ring. Wait for yours. Okay, Donna, peace, joy, and great sense of humor. That's what I have. In one more hour, I'll be celebrating my birthday. I don't feel bad, nor do I feel alone, lonely, or inadequate. But some things to me are a great mystery, and it involved the initial construct of this hour. Yes, I mean, and that's fine. Again, we're all in different places. We're all in different places in life. Where you are is where you are. Where I am is where I am. Where all these people on this live, we're all in different places. But again, it's the mentality of believing, even though you're in the place right now, of what you believe to be true, in your case, is what you believe to be true. And that's fine until you experience something different. And then you'll be able to say something different on that. Let's see, Donna, absolutely. Skip G, you're good. I'm married and there's still that one that I can't have. I believe that as well, Skip. I mean, I was married too. And it doesn't mean I didn't love my wife. Again, it was just I was in love with my first love. But I was in love with my wife. And I had to, where I moved on to at another place in my life. You know what I mean? I accepted the fact that me and my first love were not going to be together. Excuse me, couldn't be together on that level. And I was in another place in life. So 1121, guys. This has been cool. This is fantastic. Let's see. Society tries to teach women to be virgins and men to be studs. If a woman is comfortable with her sexuality, she's a hoe. Men get celebrated like each woman is again, right. But we know that's totally wrong. And there's a lot of men who know that's wrong as well. But those are the cats that just go around and flaunt it and be macho with it. I mean, honestly, there was a time where, again, I think I talked about this on one of my other platforms, to have new sex, somebody different, was a good thing. It wasn't cool, but it was an opportunity. And we're talking about, again, I'm 55 years old, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm 55 years old. So basically, when I talk about my late teens or 20s, we're talking about the 80s and things. So things were, this is what it was. But I was taught differently, and I believe that. There you go. I'm going to have to shut the bar down because we only got 8 minutes, Skip. We only got 8 minutes to go. I was going to do a fantasy moment at 11 o'clock, but this conversation got so good and so tense now because I'm going to stop at 11:30 that I'll save the fantasy moment for the next show. And what I'm going to do for the next show is we're going to have some fun where either someone can talk about their fantasy. I do have a fantasy in this book. Now I can do that last 8 minutes and read the section, which is chapter 9, which is, I don't know, Facebook might act up a little bit on us if I read the fantasy, because there's no holds barred in the fantasy. And let me read what Shanice says. I got married at the age of 45, and yes, God bless. And I'm so happy I waited for him, and the dreams and goals are all about building ourselves, educational-wise, business and home. God bless you. You're going to sing me a happy birthday expressions of You said your birthday's in an hour. But I could do that before we get off here. Definitely. I could do that. Let's see. Goals. New sex equals swiping Tinder. Yeah, it's where we are today, Skip. It's not new sex. You want them to perform the fantasy. I don't know, brother. I got to be honest with you. It was a different person. And I didn't know what that person was capable of, but it was a different person, and I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't disciplined. So that's what caused certain problems. And, even into my 20s, at 30s, if I'm single, I'm going to just do me. And it was just the you could say fantasy of just being with someone new, but she may not have been, because I wouldn't know until we had sex, wouldn't know what it's about. It was just, and then you guys got to remember too, you know what I mean? I'm an entertainer. So there were things and opportunities that came to me because of entertainment that you like, and I wasn't disciplined in that at first. I wasn't no scoundrel. I wasn't a whore, but I was single. So, if I'm single, like somebody, you do basically what you want to do on a certain level. You know what I mean? So that's basically what the scenario is, Monogamy was not encouraged back in the day. You're right. Even though I had a mother who had a foundation of spiritual, who taught me the right way, a dad who taught me the right way, you know what I'm saying? Sisters, uncles, aunts, I had all that around me. Again, you can have all that around you. Look at the people that have all that around them, and then when they get a chance to get away from it, they go crazy if they don't become a nun or a priest. And we know about even priests nowadays. Don't know too much about nuns acting up. So you know what I mean? So it's the individual. Again, so what I'll do, I'll save, if you look at the book, you'll see what it says. Warning, explicit content. This right here, chapter 9, is a his point of view and a her point of view of a romantic encounter or sexual encounter. And it gets really, really adult as you get into a physical, unedited, in-your-face love session. You know what I mean? So I can't say it and do it because it's I can, but I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. I'll save it for the next show and figure out how to make it happen without being so explicit. But it's a sexual encounter from the point of view of the man and also the point of view of the woman. What is Skip saying? I'm married, and I get when I can. Twice on Thursdays, I got direct deposit. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, I was married too, so I know how that thing goes. I definitely know. No snap, and I sell entertainment, bedroom fun. There we go. Go ahead. It's a cheap plug, but you my girl, Shirley. Plug it. You know, if you guys don't know each other, follow each other. Everybody on this live they're good people. I know everybody on this live, and I appreciate you for supporting me throughout the things that I've done. Let me say this real quickly. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the music tomorrow because Facebook has clamped down on people doing music. So as of tonight, so I'm going to find out, and I'm going to let you guys know. I'm coming over, reach me. I'll be high. Whatever. You know what, Shawn? You talk so much from California. Be quiet. Me too, pure romance. So, facts. Anyway, I told you it's transparency, but there's non-judgmental zone, whatever. But listen, I appreciate the conversation. Donna, I appreciate your transparency. I appreciate everybody who gave conversation to this tonight. Sometimes I want to come in here and keep this mellow and keep it cool. Good night, Joy Murphy. And keep it mellow and cool and keep it, kind of fun. That's something that's not going on with the other shows. You can't say hurry up. You said your birthday's at 12 o'clock. I'm getting ready to end the show in a couple of minutes. You gonna rush me? Did somebody rush Stevie Wonder when he did his happy birthday song? Anyway, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do that for you. But I want to do it at the end of the show with 1 minute left. So again, I want to thank you. No, you talk about sex, Charlene. Who knows, Skip? But I wanted to have the premiere and debut show. Stop, Donna. You got 1 minute. You can wait 1 minute. You talk for 59 minutes and now you're going to go to bed? You need to wait on my 1 minute. If I'm going to sing the song for you, you need to wait. Skip sing too. All right. Then going to rush people to sing, going to ask for a special gift and rush folks. Everyone say happy birthday to Donna because we're going to be off the show when it's her birthday. So when the clock hits 11:59, 11:20, there it is. So now I'm going to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Donna. Happy birthday to you. Now, I wasn't going to do it the black way because I wanted to make sure it came out nice. Sybil Holmes, I need to holler at you. I was doing my show. So happy birthday, Donna. Many, many, many more to come. And you guys, thank you so much for hanging out on the first episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Please, it's your birthday tomorrow too. And to you, Shernice, happy birthday to you too. So come back with me next week, y'all. Come back with me next week. Well, keep an eye out, and I'll let you know when I'll be back. I appreciate you guys. And as I always say in parting on my shows, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And I'll catch you around the corner. God bless you. Good night. Please share the video. Please share the video. And you guys are fantastic. I love you so much. Take care of yourselves. And at the end of each show, I'm going to blow out the candle. Good night, y'all. Peace.